past winter, I drove my 2000 Jeep Cherokee 700 miles north of Boston with nothing more than my camera, a sleeping bag, an axe, and some food. I spent a week crawling up the northeast coast of Nova Scotia where I encountered several obstacles, but the axe prevailed. I captured some truly breathtaking images in the frigid sub-zero mornings, but the exquisite beauty of the crystalline landscape quickly faded when I had a close brush with death. I came along the crest of rocks pinned up by the tide, coming to the end. Shortly after taking this picture, I attempted to turn around with a 3-point turn. When I came out of reverse and tried to cut the wheel to the right, I felt the loose rocks sink right down and my heart dropped. I opened the door and the rocks were no more than an inch above the undercarriage. Panic set in. It was 0 Fahrenheit. I was alone in a silver, ice-scorched wilderness. I processed the idea that if the Jeep bottomed out, I would most likely freeze to death. I focused on my breathing, assessed the situation, and determined I had one move to make, a life or death gamble. I switched her from 4-full to part-time, cut the wheel all the way to the right. I peeled down the embankment to build momentum and then cut back up with the acceleration. Coming out of the cut, throttle floored, redlining at 6K, softball-sized stone spitting into the undercarriage like an angry Gatling gun. She climbed inch by inch up the crumbling slope. I sat clenched on the edge of my seat trying to push the throttle further into the floor as if it would help. I cringed at the jarring assault. She kept pushing up the falling rocks. And then she punched through, right through the crest, as a wave of emotion rushed over me. I was half in disbelief it worked. An experience I wouldn't trade for anything. So why am I telling you all this? Well, I decided I want more, and I thought, what better way than to go work for Jeep? Please allow me to tell a little about my background before I propose a marketing campaign idea I've been kicking around. After graduating from UMass Lowell with degrees in philosophy and chemical engineering, I began my first full-time position as a process development engineer back in 2012. I was working on large-scale process design for biomanufacturing operations. I carried this on, taking several other roles with some major players in the biopharma world, learning the ins and outs of this complex industry. I left the technical world of heat transfer and thermodynamics for a new career path, seeing value in my technical expertise in conjunction with interpersonal skills. GE Healthcare pulled me out of the weeds. For that, I'm grateful to them and everything I've learned during these past 18 months. This new frontier of marketing and media came naturally, allowing me to utilize my creative artistic side with the more analytical engineer. GE really embraces this extremely fast-paced, high expectation entrepreneurial environment, as I'm sure you're no stranger to. This has allowed me to thrive. I'm responsible for developing and delivering strategic marketing campaigns on a global scale. I know a thing or two about successful implementation of GDPR compliant digital campaigns as well. Of course, with due diligence to tangible metrics, a clear measure of ROI, and direct commercial impact. But I feel that I have really encountered a vast plateau at this point. It's just repetitive execution. I'm looking for something a little more challenging, maybe an interdisciplinary challenge, one that would require skillful strategy, creativity, endurance, and teamwork. Which brings me to my proposal. 3 Jeeps, red, white, and blue. Rubicon Hard Rock Edition, lifts, winches, all the goodies. A 5-person team, 2 professional drivers, a cinematographer, and a video editor. Myself directing and personally managing all social media channels from the field. January 1st, 2019, this team of 5 sets off from Toledo, Ohio to circumnavigate the globe over the next 6 months. We'll document the entire trip, the obstacles we encounter, and the solutions we create to overcome them. In between our backcountry travels, we'll stop at strategic locations such as car dealerships and populous cities. We can work out the details after we establish our segments and target personas, of course, and run parallel digital campaigns to complement the pop-up events. We can have contest winners invited to drive the actual expedition jeeps being used for the campaign over moderate obstacle courses that we set up at the dealership lots. When the 6-month journey concludes, we have an MPI launch with a special edition Globetrotter Jeep, in addition to a standalone mod kit to bring those margins up a bit. I'll spare you further details. I'm sure you could run with this on your own. So why hire me to direct this project? What unique skills am I bringing to the table? Well, I'm a strategic marketeer, savvy with pungent storytelling in a digital landscape. I'm a highly strategic, passionate leader. I know how to bring a team together and drive focus to the finish line. Being a professional photographer and filmmaker, I'll be creating world-class images each day of the campaign to drive a powerful social media presence, resonating with a common love shared in the freedom of adventure. But most importantly of all, I'll be your third professional driver. Dibs on the white Jeep. Of course, you need to gain my trust before letting me near your precious brand name. Understandable. So please, bring me in for an interview. This is my passion, and if you give me an opportunity here, I'll give you an inspirational story with some extraordinary content that one might even call art. Thank you, Jeep.